now time for the second part of our anti-bullying special What's Up Download. Now, earlier the guys talked about people who are being bullied, how they feel, how to get through that. We are now going to look at it from the other side, maybe possibly someone who's being the bully themselves, what to do when you see others being bullied, and maybe if sometimes you being bullied, you're acting like a bully. If you've seen friends being bullied, how to deal with it.
We've had a few letters on this. An anonymous viewer explained that because they're being bullied, they've ended up getting into fights and being mean for no reason. Zainab wrote to us because she suspects her friend is being bullied, and Naomi says she is being picked on for standing up to bullies.
Obviously, this anonymous viewer was a victim of a bully, you know, being bullied, and that has resulted in her then with other people and in another space actually being quite angry herself.
If they realise that they're doing that, then they should think how they felt when they was being bullied.
But sometimes, like, you don't realise it, you just put on a front because you automatically think someone's going to call you a name.
Yeah, exactly.
Half the problem is if you've already realising that you are being a bully, then I think you're already halfway there. The biggest problem, I think, is if you're doing it and you think what you're doing is normal. But I think the fact that you've got in touch, you've said that you're being angry, I think you've already got half the fight there. And once you know that you need to make a change, then the next best step for you is to start acting upon that change and doing smaller things different. Maybe don't be as aggressive all the time and just bit by bit, slowly but surely.
Here's some advice from some Friday Download friends.
Usually people who are hating on you or giving negativity or bullying you for, you know, bullying you, have a fair amount of negativity in their lives as well, and that's their way of expressing it. That's their way of taking it out on the world, is to be mean to other people.
Say sorry to the people that you're being nasty to. It takes lots of courage to realise that you're in the wrong and admit it to other people.
Now, the next point we're going to look at is if you think a friend is being a bully. Because obviously that's a really difficult situation to be in because you're friends with them, you don't really want to fall out with them, and telling someone that, you could, you know, lose a friend over it. Because Leondre here has said that her best friend has fallen in with a bad crowd and is now picking on her.
Well, I think that people who leave your side and go to join another group and just completely like ignore you, that wasn't really your friend in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you learn off like what other people are doing. You learn like if I'm hanging about with someone that's bullying someone else, it's more likely that I'm going to start doing it because yeah, it's an influence.
If you saw one of your friends bullying someone, I think the decent thing to do is to tell them to stop. And if they don't, then again, I would make an adult aware. It's really hard to do as a kid because you don't want to be labelled a telltale, but it's one of the most harrowing things to be bullied as a kid and to feel like you have no one to go to and no one to help you. So tell them, and if they don't listen, then tell someone else.
If a friend of yours is acting like a bully, feel free to talk to your friend, because if he's supposed to be your friend, then he should listen to what you're saying.
Friendship groups change all the time, so I don't think you should be too upset about the fact that she's with a different crowd. Obviously, if she's picking on you, then that's a different matter, but that's why I try to blend with more than one crowd of people, so that if I am rejected by another crowd of people, I've got friends that are there for me to pick me up off my feet when I'm...
I think as well, though, I mean, to look at the other side of it, is that maybe your friend doesn't realise that they're picking on you. Maybe sometimes they actually don't realise being on you. So if they are your friend, go and talk to them. If you value the friendship and you want to stay friends with them, which Lana, I think you do, then as your friend, you should be able to talk to them and go, you know, you didn't make me feel really good last week. You said this, which wasn't very nice. And then if then they go, do you know what, I didn't even think I'm sorry, that's fine. Obviously, I will say that they don't take it on board and they do ignore you, I really don't think they're your friend. I'll be very honest.
Zainab suspects her friend is being bullied, but her friend hasn't spoken up about it. A lot of people are in this situation, and if they're too scared or they're too shy to speak up about it, or think that they're being aggressive if they speak up about it, I feel like it's a very like sad position to be in. You really want to help your friend because you love them and they're your friend, but you don't know what's happening.
Yeah, obviously if one of my friends was being bullied, then I'd obviously defend my friend, not in a physical way or not in a verbal way, but I would support them, and if they couldn't speak up for themselves, then I would speak up for them.
If you're a witness to a bullying situation, I think you definitely have to speak up. You have to tell a principal or a parent or somebody, just so that everybody's aware.
Well, I think if a friend of yours is being bullied, I think, you know, as a friend of theirs, you should always have time to listen.
And I think, Zainab, if you are worried, I think you should ask your friend outright. If she hasn't told you herself and you are really worried for her, I think you've got a good enough relationship to say, look, I'm worried about you. Are you being bullied? Keep on persisting and try and make sure your friend's okay. Blue, black, nosy sea lion. Most bullies have problems of their own and bully to hide it. I think that's a great one.
Yeah, that's very true. If someone is being a bully, you don't know their background. They could have problems at home or other problems in school. maybe try and help the bully to see what is going on with them.
So if you relate to anything that we've spoke about or the other group earlier, guys, just talk to someone and you'll be okay. And if you do want any more advice, you can just head to the CBBC Bugbears website and it's all on there. And that is our special anti-bullying WhatsApp download.